questions, but that's because I didn't get enough sleep. How does that affect my body? What does it speak about me, my looks, my brain, my activity level, and all that put together? Sleep, it's indeed something we need to take a critical look at. We'll be doing that, not just me alone. I have my area of personalities, beautiful people, the good. I wanted to add the ugly, and but there's no ugly one. All right, so I quickly move to my right. My sister Njideka, let me have you introduce yourself.
Well, good day, people. My name is Njideka. I'm a nutritional biochemist and I'm a public health practitioner. I'm equally a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Accountants. I'm a chartered accountant as well.
This is very intimidating. But I like the part of the accountancy because you keep account of a lot of things. Well, let's step out and move to the...
Hi, my name is Dr. Nkirika Chidia Madekwe. I'm an energy and environmental policy specialist. I work with the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. I'm a research fellow with that.
Doctor.
Hello, I am Jane Sampson. I'm an environmentalist by practice, but a public speaker by choice.
All right, my name is Chukuma Haka. Since everybody has to introduce what they do, I'm an entrepreneur and a business coach. Thank you.
And a troublemaker.
Well, I know, Liz, it's good to have you back because it's been a long time. Now you're here to trouble me again, Abi.
So who is troubling who?
Liz is always my trouble.
All right, the world will speak for it. I will take a break. When we'll be back, when we return, the show continues. Don't go away.
How many hours I sleep in a day? It depends on the time. Normally I sleep between 10 to 10:30, but my wake up time is 4:30. I try as much as possible to set time, to set an alarm on my phone. By 4:30 I'm off, as in I'm up from the bed. Number one, to take the children to school. So in order to get prepared, that's number one. Number two, to beat traffic. And number three, to be punctual, to get to get to work on time.
How many hours I do sleep in a day? I can sleep for a whole day. It depends on what I am doing at that time. Sometimes when not going out, I might sleep from morning till evening without even taking my bath. So, in fact, it's sweet to me. I'm enjoying it. And it's kind of like a rest, having rest and all that. But I don't play with my sleep, that's all. My Saturdays, they are wonderful with sleep. And one of the reasons is because I'm tired, stressed out. And the other, I'm bored, so I should just sleep and become fat, very fat. You know, look at me now, so I should become fat. So that's one of the reasons why.
When it comes to the normal night rest, most times I separate it for like 2 hours, because most times I like doing overnight editing. So by then I think I would say 5 hours in the night. Then if necessarily for me to maybe sleep during the day, like maybe the siesta, at least an hour and a half is okay. And one of the reasons why it's to refresh my memory, because you need to be creative as an editor.
During the day, I do sleep 3 hours, but during the night, I sleep 11 hours. And the reason why I do sleep is that naturally it's important to our body and it's healthy. So, and I do sleep like to relieve myself of all the day's stress. So that was the main reason why I do sleep.
I think about 4 hours thereabouts. And why? Because too many things in my head, too many thinking. That's it.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start off the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day, I got tired of all that and I said,
All right, if you're just joining us, you're right on time. It is Conversations on NTA, and we already got ourselves introduced. And we also told you what we'll be looking at today, which is sleep. Sleep, as little as it sounds, is a whole lot of meaning. You know, any day I don't get up to 7 hours sleep, I don't feel good. I don't know what you think.
Some people actually say you shouldn't sleep more than 4 hours.
4 hours.
I'm just hearing the first time.
They say that the brainiacs actually don't, they say they don't sleep, they work more and sleep less.
The person is
That's what they say. But you're being told to sleep for at least 6-8 hours for your body to be good. But they say the brainiacs only have 4 hours of sleep. I don't know how they do it, Shao. Me, I can't survive like that.
I was thinking that you tell me you do 4 hours. I'm like, where is your skin coming from?
I love sleep diet.
Actually, when it comes to the issue of, she just talked about sleeping in relation to time. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Okay.
Just like every other thing we do in life, eating, playing, and all that. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So if you've had a school of thought that says sleep for 4 hours, my question is to what category of people? I have an infant, a newborn. Are you saying a newborn should sleep just for 4 hours? That can be. So when we talk of sleep and probably the reasonable or the best quantity of sleep you should get, we have to factor in age. An infant scientifically say that infant or a baby should be sleeping like about 14 hours in a day. For teenagers and for toddlers, we expect them to be having at least 12 to 13 hours of sleep a day. And for an adult, it's expected that maybe about 7 to 8 hours a day. And then maybe for the aged people that are about 60 years old, okay, they should be the amount of sleep they should be having should actually be less. So if I'm talking of sleep in terms of age, it's also related to the level of activity I'll be involved in. And it's been said and scientifically proven that at least that sleep helps you to be refreshed. And it actually helps to build your memory. You actually think better when you sleep. And now there's this study that was carried out in the United States, and they had about 2 groups of people. It was a keyboard. They were developing them on keyboard skills. So they put them on the keyboard, they trained them, okay? The first group A, 10 o'clock in the morning, they worked. By 10 p.m., they asked them to sleep. The second group of people, and then in the morning, the group A, they tested their skills after sleeping. They now noticed that their efficiency and precision level increased by 20%. Another group of people, the same group B, put on the same test, okay? But they were trained in the night and worked all through the night. They were not allowed to sleep. And they are tested 10 a.m. in the morning. Their efficiency level and precision level accuracy dropped. So that tells you, if I have something very important to do in the morning, I need to think properly, you're going for an exam, you should rest well.
You know what you're saying? I actually tell a lot of students,
well.
when I was in school, my university days, of course, the secondary school days, it was the compulsory, you must sleep at night. But university, when you had a little bit of independence, you know, on your own, I found out that when I have exams like tomorrow, and I have to burn the midnight candle today, I am not that stable to
I'm not the
actually
best.
interpret the questions. For you to be able to write or even understand the questions, some of us fail not because we don't know the questions, but because we do not
Anxiety.
understand it. So if you're not well rested, anxiety builds in, and when you read, you will not be able to interpret very well. So what happens? You carry the right questions, the right answer for A, and put for B, you know. But when you are rested, your nerves are cool, your brain can easily recollect, you know. When you don't sleep well,
You're
some
restless.
questions somebody will get to ask you. Ordinarily, something you remember. Have you tried
You're
exam hall?
staring at the question,
somebody
you
is
know the
asking
answer, but you
please
can't coordinate.
Spell is.
Just to add to what you said,
Spell
a
is.
doctor actually advised me, my father to be exact, and he said to me long time ago while I was studying, he said, don't study a day to exam. Because he said something, he said what your brain will do in the exam hall is called residual knowledge. So it's sometimes they ask you a question, it's not what you read that day. It's something your mind kept at the recess. You understand?
The words you absorbed.
The words you absorbed. So what he said to me was, don't, you know, that's what, I don't know how, maybe that's what he did. He's a medical doctor. So maybe that's how he did his MBBS. But this is what he said, and I do it, and it has worked for me.
What I tried, and it worked for me, and I pass it on to my kids, is the minute you enter school, exam has already started.
Exactly.
So the first thing the teacher teaches you, don't wait until weekend, don't wait until month end, don't even wait until exam comes close for you to begin to study. You come back, you do a refresh stuff for yourself.
Revise what you've
the
done.
next day you revise again. The next day you go ahead. By weekend, you revise the whole of the things you were taught over the weekend, over the week, sorry, you know, for Saturday and Sunday. That way, when exam comes, you don't need to over-labor your head.
You may just be having discussions.
You're very correct, but let me bring a real life situation to it. We live in a world that is fast moving, and we're all moving with the fast world. Some of us, our jobs are actually choking us. Some our businesses are choking us. We barely have time. That's the truth. Majority of people you see barely have enough time. I've heard people say, "Oh, 24 hours is not. 12 hours is not even a day. It's not even enough for me to do things I want to do."
24 hours is not
So
enough.
even though in reality, a lot of us know that you're at your best performance when you're well rested. But how many of us in reality actually take enough time to sleep? So most people, they go to work, they take work home. So you're working, wrong habit, but that's what happens. Because you have pressure from your place of work, you're on that target, it is totally wrong, but you just find yourself unconsciously doing these things. 12 o'clock, you're still awake, you know, sometimes you're even aside work, you're in front of the TV by 12, you're watching a show or you're watching a program. Even youngsters are in front of the TV, even toddlers are in front of the TV by 11 when they should be in bed. So it's all about our lifestyle, our habits. So I've also come to realize that the sleep you sleep at night is not the same of during the day.
You know, taking it up from where...
It's not the same.
I'm going to take an analogy from the Bible. It says, they that sleep at night. That means that's the only time God has allowed us to sleep.
To sleep, yes. So
they
nature
that
made it that way.
sleep at night.
Yes.
Now, the best time to sleep is in the night. Now, no matter... I agree with her so much about our activities, itineraries, workload, pressures, and everything. But one thing we should also think about first should be our health.
Of course.
Most of us in the house, we have hyperactive children. No matter how you chase them, they are wrong. They don't sleep when they're supposed to sleep. Now, I have a son. He is always not willing to sleep on time. But the period we've been able to manage him to sleep on time, he has started doing better than what he was doing.
Exactly.
And my wife and I are gradually taking note of that. Myself, he remembers more, he concentrates more, he does better than what he used to do. So we've made it as a point of duty now, because most times he will always want to wait for me to come back before he goes to bed. So I cut short my own activities at the shop and I go back home early so that we can talk. And I've told him, okay, fine. If I don't come back early, please sleep. We'll say in the morning. You understand? And it's helping. Sleep is something that we cannot do away with. Definitely. Personally, if I don't sleep enough, you don't get the best of me the next day.
That's right, that's it.
You don't get the
You're
best
not
of
at
me
your
the
best.
next
But
day.
something, I wanted to just, sorry. But you know, we talk about sleep, but you know, some people actually deal with insomnia. That's a real issue.
We're going to get that.
Okay, let's talking about not sleeping enough, like Jane was saying, you know. Biologically, the body has what we call a sleep depth.
Okay.
Okay? So you're supposed to sleep. Your body expects you to sleep like 6-7 hours minimum, and you don't get to sleep. Like you said, we are too busy chasing this and that. Or for instance, you live in Lagos like I do, and then you get home by 1 a.m. because there's traffic all over the whole place. You get home by 10 o'clock, and you still need to do some homework, domestic things before you get to sleep. So whether we like it or not, either by accident or design, you don't get to sleep enough. Your body has what we call a sleep depth. You will pay it. You know, there's some processes that actually take place in our body when we sleep, which most of us are ignorant of. One of those things that happen in your body when you sleep, like, you know, I'm a biochemist, so I always approach issues from that because I want to, you know, for me, it's not about what is happening. I always like to ask the how and the why. This is this effect I'm seeing. How did it happen and why did it happen? So that's the way I always think about things as a biochemist. Now, looking at the body, you see, when you sleep, now, researchers say that sleep is not really an unconscious state. Yes, physically I'm unconscious because I don't know Lizzie's here. I don't know you're there. But sleep, they say, is an active process because your brain is still active.
That's true.
So your brain is still working. Now, what happens when you sleep, just like you were talking about your son, is that when you sleep, the body goes through some processes. Like when we had opportunity, we talked about food and all that, you know, some time ago. My body processes, it goes through what we call metabolism. For everything I eat, drink, inhale, my body will process it. Now, the process of metabolism, which is your body making use of things around you, nutrients and all that you take in, happens in 2 stages. One is what we call catabolism, meaning breaking down. It's breaking it down. It's breaking it down to the way the body will use it. Now, the second stage of that process is what we call anabolism. In anabolism, what is it talking about? My body is now reconstructing and rebuilding. So that stage of metabolism, anabolism, actually takes place when you sleep. So when you sleep is when your brain cells are regenerating. That is why your son can afford to have a better memory when he wakes up. That is when my body is rebuilding my skeletal structures. That is when my reproductive system is rebuilding. That is when actually a recovery process. Recovery process, because in the day I'm active, I'm doing so many things. But at night I'm at rest and my body is reconstructing and rebuilding. So that's why you tend to be better when you have a good sleep and when you wake up. Then there's another important thing that happens when you sleep. There is a hormone called the human growth hormone, which is responsible for many metabolic processes in your body, like your memory, your brain function, and actually growth. That is why, you know, we talked about sleeping with relation to age. That's why you discover God has designed it that babies sleep much more. Because the more it is during sleep that your body produces the human growth hormones. And the babies need it more. That's why you find a baby does nothing but eat and sleep. Eat and sleep because they need to grow.
So people like us can still grow taller, right? I can still grow taller.
There's hope.
And I think another angle too is with sleep is you find out people that she mentioned in Mr. Mena, but I'll just take a tip from that is when you don't sleep very well, you find out the wrinkles, like you're aging. You age faster. And the truth is, I want to believe the school of thought that says when you don't sleep very well, you also affects your lifespan.
You're shutting down your lifespan. But the truth is that Nkiru was getting to insomnia. You know, I think that it's real. People have it as sickness. But there are people who are actually giving it to themselves, you know.
Self-induced.
Yes. They are doing it themselves. How can you tell me you want to go to bed and sleep? Right inside your bedroom, the television is on. You're looking for sleep. Your phone.
Or you're with your phone.
Your phones are still working, you know, and it's on loud.
The light is on.
The light is on. There's no way you're going to sleep. And then a lot of us do sit down and look kind of job.
And you just taking a cup of coffee and you want to sleep.
You want to sleep.
Yes.
While you're at work, you had like
Or
how many
green
cups? Or green tea, stuff like that. You want to sleep. Now you go, your job, pretty much like a lot of us do. We sit down, you work with the computer, you talk with people and all that. You get home, you eat, you watch TV, and you want to sleep. The body needs a little bit of activity to be able to wear it out. Babies, like you mentioned, when they are awake, they are kicking. They are boxing. They are laughing. Those things are part
That's
of
the level
exercise
of activity
for them.
they can engage in at
For
that
them,
age.
at that
you know,
point.
when they become a little bit older, you see, when you ask them, go and bring this cup for me, they don't walk, they run. It's a way of, you know, activity for themselves.
Yes, yes.
Then you will sit down, pin falls. You say, hey, you know, Bong, Nkiru, not your own Nkiru, come and pick this thing for me. A little exercise you will not do. You know, off air we're discussing, I said, I try to work out every night before I sleep. Not just because I want to maintain a good weight, but I also know that it will help me sleep more.
It
If
helps.
you, it helps you sleep more.
Lizzie,
It helps.
talking about
That's a
that,
fact.
we should maybe probably you're looking at things that we talk of sleep is good. There's some things that promote sleep, and there's some things that actually make you
inhibit sleep.
Yes, hinder you from sleeping. Just like you said, if I exercise in the evening especially, one should, if you really want to have a good sleep, really, when you exercise in the evening, it actually helps you to sleep. In fact, before your head hits the bed, you're off, and you find yourself sleeping very well. You don't even get to wake up till morning. Now, those are some of the things, activities and things we can engage in to sleep well. You know, so there are some people take just warm milk. Warm milk
and honey
makes you sleep, and with a little bit of honey. So there's some things that induce sleep. So if you really want to sleep well, there's some things you should do. Then again, and then you shouldn't eat so heavy in the night.
Yes.
When you're so filled up in the night, how do you get to sleep well?
Even water.
How do you get to sleep well?
You don't drink so much of it.
Too much of water
How do
is
you get
not
to
good.
sleep well? So in the same vein, there's some things that habits that people engage in that actually will not help you to sleep. Now, for goodness sake, some people are still on drugs. You take heroin, cocaine, Igbo. You can't be taking certain things and be expecting to sleep.
No.
And then there's some drugs, actually. You know, even some drugs, maybe we are medically recommended, but then they actually
I think taking it from there, I just want to pick from there. I think there are some drugs that you take to maintain your health that also affects your sleep as well.
Like which
So
one?
in such cases, what do you do?
No. Some of those drugs, they actually tell you that you shouldn't take them. Maybe close. Yes.
time frame.
Ensure that you take it before 5 or before 6 p.m. because it may affect your sleep.
Yeah, your sleep, exactly.
You know, so they always have those things written down. But speaking about drugs, I know some people would starve themselves of sleep. And then after a while, they tell you, I want to have a deep sleep. They go and take some, some drugs that will help you. I don't want to mention brand names here. They take sleeping pills to help them sleep. These are young people I've actually met. And I keep telling them, for how long are you going to continue to do this?
Exercise will be better.
Because the truth is, the minute you start and make it a habit,
becomes addictive.
even if it's just once a month,
become addictive.
once in 2 months, before you know it, you're